Okay, in this video we will talk about the domain and range of a function. So we know that function is a relationship between the elements of set A and set B. So you have elements A in the set A, elements like B in the set B under a function f, which is a function, a relation. Okay, so a function f. So f goes from A to B is a function. Okay, now you can write it as in two manners, as we saw in the definition. You either see it as a relation or you see it as a correspondence or an association. So you can either, if an element A belongs to A, is associated to an element B belonging to the set B, then B is called actually the F image of A. B is the image of A under the relation, under the function F. Okay, now you can write it as F goes from A to B, or F is a mapping under or F is a mapping from A to B. Okay, so that's how we can write it. Okay, so f maps AB can be written like that, and f is a function can be written like this. Okay, so now B essentially is, as I said, is an image of A, under the function f, under f. Okay, it's an image of A under f. Now B is f image of A. B is f image of A. You can also call it like that. And A is essentially your pre-image of B. A is the pre-image of B. Now what are all these A's? What are all these A's? These are in the input set. Now all these A's are in the input set A. Now this set A is called the domain. Domain is essentially the input set. And all these B's are the output. That is known as the codomain. The set B is known as the codomain. Okay. So to be a valid function, okay, to be a function, remember always, to be a function, each element of the domain A should have an image. So to be a valid function, each element of A should be associated with some element of B. That's very important. You can't have free elements in the domain A. Domain cannot have any free elements. Exhausted. The domain elements should be completely exhausted. Okay. Each and every element of the domain has to have an image under the function f for that function to be valid. Okay. So no free elements in the domain. Though on the other hand, codomain. Now codomain can have free elements. Codomain can have free elements. It can have free elements. Say there can be some extra elements out there which are not image of any free image. Okay. Say if you're talking about x square. Okay. So x is say 2. Now x square is 4. Okay. So then 4, 9 and so on and so forth. So there would be a lot of numbers which would be left behind. So codomain can have certain extra elements in it. Okay. So to be more precise in a function, you have something called range. Now range is essentially that subset of codomain which consists of only the images. Okay. So the set of all images. The set of all images is called the range. It will be a subset like this of the codomain. It's not the complete codomain, though it can be in certain cases the complete codomain, but it will be the set of all images which will be a subset of codomain. Okay, it will be a subset of codomain, set of all images. Now you can you can write it in the set formulation. So writing it in the set formulation, we can write that R or range equals to the set of all fx's such that x is in the domain. X belongs to A is your domain. Okay, it is also written as f of capital A. Essentially, that is the f image of A, of the set A, with all the exhausted possibilities of all the elements of A. Okay, now let's look at an interesting fact. Let's look at an interesting fact, which is that, say that you have two sets A and B and you are looking at a function from A to B, okay? So A has m elements and B has n elements. So my question to you is that, of course I can relate these two sets. How many number of functions can I make out of m elements in A, which will be my domain, and n elements in my codomain? How many total number of functions can I make out of these number of elements? How many total number of functions? So total number of functions from A to B, that's what is the question. What will be the total number of functions from A to B? So A has m elements. Okay, so A has m elements, B has n elements. Okay, B has, now m elements are to be associated with n elements. Okay, m elements are to be associated with n elements. So m and n, the two crucial values, m and n, that should be actually n. So these are my two crucial values, m and n. Okay, now let's look at an example for that matter. So let's look at an example where we have to we have to associate 4 elements to 6 elements. Let's look at that. So our m is 4 and n is 6. Let's take n as 6. It can be anything, okay? So let's just simply take, 1, 2, 3, 4, my domain, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, my codomain. So how many functions can I make between them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in my codomain. So how many functions can I make? How many functions can I make? Now just think about it. You have 4 elements in the domain. Now the first element in the domain can actually get associated with 6 elements in the codomain. Okay, so you have 4 elements in the domain. Now 1 can actually be associated with 6 numbers in the codomain. 2 can also be associated with 6 numbers in the codomain. So 1 can be associated with 6 numbers. 2 can also be associated with 6 numbers. Similarly, 3 can also be associated 4. So that number of functions that I can make is 6 to the power 4. 6 to the power 4. So you understand why it is 6 to the power 4. So that is the number of functions that I can make in between, m elements and n elements. It will be n to the power m because, my first member of the domain can take n elements, can get associated to n elements, and so on and so forth till m elements have gotten associated. So it will be n to the power m